Joining us to unbundle this story further is political analyst Kunle Lawal. Thank you very much for joining us, Kunle. Some people say Abdullahi Adamu is now consumed by a bad political calculation he made on the eve of APC's presidential primary last year when he unilaterally announced former President of the Senate as the consensus candidate of the party. How much of an issue is this in a turn of event for the former chairman?
So looking at the parties generally, from when the APC had its convention, it's been a storm right from the convention. And we remember things that happened, issues with the youth leader coming up, issues with separate positions within the party. And the national chairman, of course, has that particular issue which you raised, which he announced the then Senate President, Lawal, as the presidential candidate for the All Progressives Congress, preempting the counting of the primaries. I think that was his first stumble. But there's been other stumbles. He's been linked to a 32 billion scandal on forms, money for nomination forms by candidates of the party. He's also been linked to, quite a lot of funny issues that have occurred within the system. The National Executive Council of the All Progressives Congress has actually dealt with this present National Executive Council has dealt with a lot of matters. There's also a pending case with the woman leader, Betha Adu, who of course went to see the president without the women leaders within the party. And this is also minus financial misappropriation and also personal misdemeanor the national women leader too has been in. So the National Executive Council, from the convention was always, something that was actually, I think it wasn't the mandate of the members within the political party, and therein began the issues that have led to today.
The political statement was that they resigned voluntarily, right? But the resignation of the former National Secretary, that's Yola Omisore, is linked to an allegation of mismanagement of the party's funds. Such resignation over such allegation, many say, is un-Nigerian. Do you see deeper issues that may have forced Mr. Omisore to throw in the towel?
Of course, clearly, when you see, so the National Secretary is in charge of administration of the political party, and that's the way political party constitutions are scripted. So it's clear that not only mismanagement of funds, there was a time I think the president ordered monies to be returned to some aspirants who had put in their monies. That didn't happen, which is also financial mismanagement, and then abuse of a particular office of secretary, which, like I said earlier, is in charge of administration within the political party. I think all this put together have been a long time coming. The chairman and the secretary, of course, will be culpable in these offenses, because as much as the secretary can pull his own weight, things cannot be done without the sitting chairman providing his permission for those things to be done.
Mr. Adamu and Mr. Omisore were former members of the PDP who joined APC at different times. But after the formation of the party in February 2013, does it make political sense to see this as core APC taking over their party?
I'd have loved to say yes to that question, but the truth is that if you're going to look at everyone in the APC, someone came from somewhere. There's always someone that was part of another party, who was part of another party, who was part of another party. Even the formation of the APC is the CPC and the AD, which were opposition parties against the PDP. There are a lot of PDP members who are relevant within the party right now, like looking at the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, who is the Senate President and Nigeria's most powerful Nigeria's third most powerful person in the country, who is a former PDP. So I can't lean to that particular alignment that this will be the situation, but it is clear to say that their own personal and private mismanagement of actions or abuse of office have led us to this point.
Before I let you go, looking into your crystal ball, you've seen the end of an unease in APC, an uneasy calm in APC. If we have not, what next do you see happening next? Have we seen, rather, the end of an uneasy calm in the APC?
Well, trying to predict what will happen in a political party is like trying to tell what side of the village square the masquerade is going to dance. And that is quite complicated. But, you know, looking at the APC and the way I know that it will look at a zoning system to pick its eventual national chairman eventually. I'm also thinking that a lot of other people within the National Executive Council will lose their positions because of the misvalidation of the secretary and the national chairman, of which you find other members of the National Executive Council culpable. I also see a move towards, you know, solidifying the party before preceding 2027 because they understand they already have a mandate right now, though cases are still in court, but they will try to consolidate any outcome and they will need a new team to do that. I think the APC will try to structure itself for quite a lot of things. I think one of the most common things that everybody is looking forward to is probably seeing the Southeast, which is cut out from its ruling segment right now within the APC, becoming the national chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawal, for speaking with us.
Thank you.